Hey y'all, how's it going? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kiera and I am a graphic designer for K Graphics Designs. I would like to do a video today on the key things you need to have in your policy. Now this goes for graphic designers, hairstylists, nail techs. If you're a service provider, you pretty much need to write these things down because it'll help you out in the long run, I promise you. So the first key thing that you must include in your policy is payment structure. This covers whether you need a deposit, if that is a percentage deposit, a dollar amount deposit, if you want full payment before a service is to take place, or if you do a deposit, you need to specify how you want the remaining of your payment and when. So most service providers these days require for you, when you walk in for the client, to pay the service provider before the service even begins. And 9 times out of 10, at least in my experience, it has been cash. Other people, they allow deposits or the remaining payments via Venmo, Cash App, etc. That's what you need to have first thing. The next thing that you need to have in your policy is outline what's required from your client. Like, when you're a service provider, yes, you are there to provide the service, but you also need assistance from the client to make those things happen. From a designer side of things, I need to have a good logo, PNG, right? It needs to be transparent. I need your photos to have quality. I need it to be free of filters. I need to know what size dimensions you need for the particular service or product that you're asking for. For example, product labels. Product labels come in all sorts of different sizes because there are all sorts of different bottles, tubes, jars, etc. The more information that you could provide that your service provider is asking from you, the better. Same goes for hairstylists. We expect, not me, but they expect for you to follow their rules as far as getting the hair that is needed to do the service. Nail techs. Some people do not do fills on nails or sets that they did not do to begin with. It's more of like a liability issue. So that's why there's like this thing in place where if you did not get your nails done at that salon or by that particular nail tech, you have to get a new set. Also, if it's required for you to fill out an order form, fill out that order form. Service providers, if you don't have an order form, definitely consider one if you think it's going to benefit you. 9 times out of 10, this will benefit people more so like graphic designers, so to speak. I particularly don't have an official order form, but I do have everything listed in my service description. But my colleagues, however, have order forms that basically ask the same things that I ask you to submit quality photos, ask you to submit your transparent copy of your logo, ask you to submit a little bit of information about your business, who your target audience is, as well as what information would you like to be on a flyer, for example, or what are examples of work that you like, and tell me what it is that you like from those things. That way I can keep that in mind when I'm designing your graphic. These are all examples of the types of things that we require from the client. The other thing to include in your policy: what is it that the client can expect from you? So this includes turnaround. For example, if a customer is coming to buy something from you, they would like to know what's the turnaround, or how quickly can they get it back or shipped to them. That's an expectation that you need to set for them and communicate that. For me, as a graphic designer, I would use for an example, you also kind of need to set the tone or explain the process of how the flow of everything is going to go. So your client has booked with you. What is it that they're supposed to do next? Set the expectation of the flow. When are you going to send them a reminder that their appointment is approaching? When are you going to send them a reminder that they need to make sure that they don't use certain products on their skin prior to their appointment? And what is the preferred contact method that you are going to use with your client, or you would like for your client to use with you? I think that is also important to include in your policy. Your policy purpose is to explain everything thoroughly. That way your client knows what they're setting themselves up for. They know what they need to prepare for before actually booking the service. The last thing that I think is really important to include in your policy are non-negotiables. These are things that you're just not gonna break on. Now, we do get in the habit sometimes of being flexible on our policies, whether it's because we know someone that wants to work with us that are more like friends and family, or because we listen to, you know, excuses or stories that these people may have, or we feel like we have to put up with something just because we need the money that month. First of all, not all money is good money, and I'm gonna leave it right there. But these non-negotiables, they can be things like non-refundable payments, non-refundable deposit. You're allowed to have those type of things. Other non-negotiables are late fees. If you have a late fee or a revision fee, you're allowed to have that. If the client does not want to purchase that, then they're not going to get that. And it's kind of up to you to also outline in your policy what are the consequences or what are the results of you guys not agreeing on a certain part of the policy. Now, some stylists or MUAs, if you no call, no show, even once, maybe twice, they'll give you probably twice, you're banned from booking with them, and that's the end of that. The other non-negotiable is for hairstylists. Hairstylists, especially braiders, they will only work with a certain type of hair. If they're not providing that hair for their client in their service, then they're asking the client to bring that hair to them. If the client ends up bringing hair anything other than what the stylist specifically asked for, that is a non-negotiable. That stylist asked for that hair for a very particular reason, whether they think that it's good quality hair or that is the hair that they are used to. Either way, it doesn't matter the reason why. That is something that they asked for, so you cannot bring anything else different to that stylist. Stylist, once again, you are then responsible to communicate the consequences or the results of what will happen in case someone does not abide by your policy. Alright guys, I know that was a super short video, but I want to get in and out to give you guys the goods of the must-haves that I believe that you should have in your policy. Having a policy is super important. Like I said, it gives great communication between you and your client or customer on what to expect, what they'll receive, and what the process would be like. But also, having a firm policy in place helps you when it comes to chargebacks. Sometimes people do chargebacks for the right reasons or for the wrong reasons. Either way, and just in case for those wrong reasons, you need to keep receipt of your policy, have a firm, structured one, so when you go to submit your claim, you have all of the information. As another tip, always communicate with your clients or customers via email. I don't do DMs personally. I always do email. If I am in a DM and I answer very generic questions and I feel like it's getting a little deep or they're asking for things, I would direct them to A, my website to get the answer to their question, or B, I would ask for them to email me. That way I have that in a chain. If you communicate with people via DM, they do have the ability to unsend their message. So when it comes to time that they file a chargeback, and you have to file a claim and submit your evidence, that conversation is gone, and now it's he say, she say, and you run the risk of not winning that claim. So just keep yourself covered, save yourself the headache, and honestly, having a good structured policy will save you in the long run and weed out those people you really don't intend to working with. All right, guys, bye.